so it's not
the video.
Yeah.
So the Yehuda came to Yosef. So you see that Yosef is higher than Yehuda. He's begging by Yehuda. He's begging by Yosef. He says, I'm begging my master. You should be mashpia to me. Bi'adeni is also the Chassidus explains. Also means bi'adeni. And me, my master, should be mashpia. So he's going to go into the Mishkan and the Beis Hamikdash. See the differences, and this is also going to connect to Yosef and Yehuda. It says in the pasuk, the beams of our house, of the Beis Hamikdash, of them is made out of cedar wood. You should understand the difference between the Mishkan and the Beis Hamikdash. The Mishkan was made, the whole Mishkan was made out of cedar wood. Because of Atzishitim, all the Kroshim were made out of standing Atzishitim. And the coverings were from the goat's hides. Eres Elim, and the skin from the Elim. How do you say Elim in English? Rams. Eres Tchoshim. Yeah. And the Eres Tchoshim is special, colorful tachash that the Ibster made special for the Mishkan. Beis Hamikdash, but supposed to be Beis Hamikdash was made out of rocks and earth. So also lies Beis Beit, you're not allowed to have any sticking out wood. What's the Aksadroi Shel Eitz? There's certain
all the support, all the decoration.
That's not Aksadroi Shel Eitz.
Yeah.
It's like an archway, no?
No, they hold it inside.
It was covered?
No, it's not covered. It was covered. This was support for the roof. The roof couldn't hold without this. It was the order. It says that was the decoration, the decoration, the moldings. Exactly.
That's Kunzois or Achazreis? It's different things.
Yeah, different. In the Rambam it says,
Right.
Yeah, in the Rambam, when you look in the Rambam, it says these two things.
Yeah,
in the Rambam, when you look in the
right.
you look
the first
in
page, it says,
and it says there in the, what do you call it, in the Rambam.
So what does he answer? If also last way it's boiled, how does it have Aksadroi?
But it's not, it's boiled, it's covered.
Yeah, it's covered with seed.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I'm going to say for Chinuch Mitzvah Tov Tzadik Beis. I guess he also speaks about it. There was beams out of cedar wood in the beam in the roof of the ulam. So you have to understand this difference. Why? By the Mishkan, the cedar wood was the main thing in the building. And the earth was only on the bottom of the Mishkan and down in the bottom of the Mishkan and the ground. But Mikdash on the Mikdash was just the opposite. The rocks and the earth was the main point. Even the roof was made out of earth and rocks. And there was no wood. Only these beams of cedar wood that was tuffle, that was not so important, that wasn't important at all to the main building. But the difference to this is, why the difference between the Mishkan and the Beis Hamikdash? Every world has daimim tzemei chaim medaber, the silent, the growing, and the lively, and the speaking, and the human. So the daimim v'adeim ulamatim v'madregim tzemei. The silent species are lower level. Inanimate are lower than the growing. At the how do you say?
Oxford University.
How do you say tzemei in English? The plant. Tzemei lamatim nachai, and the plant is lower than the live animals. The best of them all is the best is the human. If so, this is the reality. The lowest of all is the daimon, highest of all is the medaber. The earth makes growth constantly. Who makes the tzemech grow? It comes from the earth. Why is it coming from the ground? Tzemech much higher than the silent and inanimate, which is the earth. Answer this is the lady Zekri. Each one has their advantage. One advantage is not the other advantage. Although that in Madregen level, the daim is lower than the tzemech. In level, it doesn't grow. It doesn't doesn't move. He calls it yesh b'mayla yiserim tzad shorshi shalamaylam chon semech v'chai. But he has an advantage. His level is lower, but he has an advantage which is greater even because of his shade, which is higher than semech and chai. First says madreg, and then it says mayla. If you see the difference, madreg is taka lower, but in mayla he has a mayla advantage.
The source, the shayach.
Yeah, it says the source. Then you do machlek satanoim b'gevoris. No, the machlek satanoim b'gevoris chagigir afid beis amad aleph chadam b'shamayim kodmu l'oretz. One opinion holds that the heaven came before the earth. First day Abishai created the heaven, then the earth. Chadam eretz kodmu. Another opinion is fakir, the earth comes first. Because of Yom HaSeis Chulu, eretz v'shamayim. The day God created Yom HaSeis Havai Elokim, eretz v'shamayim. First came eretz, then shamayim. And the answer to this machlek says they're both right. Why? The thought, the initial thought, the intention was to make eretz. That's more the goal, more than shamayim. But when he actually created bara shamayim tchila, he created first the heavens. So this we see that he could have something which is lower, but really an intention and a source, it's earlier, it's before it's higher. That the end, the action comes the end, that comes first in thought. Pirush, what does it mean over here? It's officially safe ma'isa, the earth, since it's the end of the action, and kein shorosh machshava, it begins tchilas hamachshava. Its source in thought is in the beginning of the thought. But the heavens, which that's the beginning of the action, whatever comes first in action is last in thought. This is the general rule, that whatever comes out in action, the last, that's what he first thought about. Going back to our thing of therefore we find that the growing, the plants is higher than the silent inanimate. Inanimate is, and the lively are higher than the tzemeach. Shazok, we say that Ishtalsh is the Dem Tzmeich HaMedaber Be'elavis. This is the order of Ishtalsh, of evolvement of things, of Dem Tzmeich HaMedaber Be'elavis, how they actually come to fruition, to existence, to being, that the Medaber is going to come before the Chai, is higher than the Chai is higher than Tzemeich, Tzemeich is higher than the Demim. Shemchins, Adem V'afaror Tzmeich Seif Maisa. That the Demim and the earth of the ground is the end of the action. Tzemeich V'chai, L'mayl Mimenu B'madreg. In level, it's higher. This is the concept we said before, Shamayim Kodmu L'oretz, that the heavens, which is a higher species, higher existences, come before the earth. We come came, but then inside the Sheish Machshov Agdume, Dafka the earth, which is the lowest of all, is higher and comes before all in Machshov. Therefore, we find the Dafka the earth, like it says, yeah. Dafka the earth has this power, that the ability that it could bring out the growth of all the growing plants. Such short shana because of a great sheish. So we say that everything else is mekabel. The tzemech chayim medaber all mekabel from the earth. So this is, so you can see already the difference where we're holding. It depends where we're holding in Seder Shtalshus. We're holding on the involvement of things. Then dakim is the lowest. But if we're seeing things outside the Shadish, then the Daim is the highest. See, that's going to say here the difference in the Mishkan and the Beis Hamikdash. The Mishkan, in the Mishkan, we didn't have yet the Tachsa Shleimus, because it was only a temporary place for Hashem. Mishkan, the Abishai says, I'm going to be going in the tent and in the Mishkan, but Mishalach means he's not resting there for good. Therefore it was made to say that therefore, the Mishkan, since it's only a temporary place for Hashem, it's only made according to the Shtash Sa'ilim, how they were created according to the order, which in this, the heavens come before the earth. Therefore, therefore, the walls of the Mishkan was made out of beams, which that is Tzemeach, growing species. But only the earth was made out of, only the bottom of the Mishkan, the floor of the Mishkan was made out of earth. This is the way it's in Ishtalshus. That the growing species are higher than the animate species. Therefore, the kroshim was made out of arozim, cedar wood, like we said before. Which the cedar wood grows very high. In Tzemech itself, it's the highest, one of the highest levels in Tzemech. Much higher than Tzemech. Doesn't grow, nothing adds into its existence. It is what it was from the beginning of creation. Now that was the difference between the walls and the ground. The carving to the Mishkan was from the hives of the animals. Which that is chai, the life species which is even higher in level, even higher than the tzemech. Therefore the Yidis which they are makifim. They're surrounding, they're spread on top of the walls of the Mishkan. They're from chai, which show me man from tzemech. That's what case la Mishkan. It's higher than tzemech, which that was what the walls were made out of in the Mishkan. Nimtza comes out according to this. This, the whole Mishkan was made according to the order of the levels there are in the Mishtal Seder Shtalshel. In the creation of Seder Shtalshel, Shemaim came first. The higher species come first. The highest, the Chai comes before Tzemech, and Tzemech comes before Daimim. But in the Beis Hamikdash, just it comes to conclude to say that the Beis Hamikdash, you need to Tachas HaShleimus, the ultimate Shleimus, which is going to be when Mashiach, it's Al Derech when Mashiach comes almost. So I need to Tachas HaShleimus because Kvash HaKadosh Baruch Hu, it's because it was the set place, the permanent place for Hashem, which calls this is where I'm going to rest forever. It was like the Elam Abba, Mashiyim Belaf Hashvi, Kshim Luchel Chayelam. It's Me'ain of Mashiach's times, which is going to be in the 7,000th years of this Shemitah, which will be rest forever. Then when Mashiach comes, the Oretz, the earth, which that's Malchus, that Silas, will be higher than all the other spheres. Mishakos Veishas Chayel Ateres Bail. Malchus is just considered the Isha, the Eishes Chayil, is Ateres, but will be a crown to her husband. Shetia Ateres, Losilav, the Zodatz is going to be a crown. Mashiach comes to her Zohar, which is her husband. Why is that? How could she become a crown? If she's a Makabel from Zohar, from Svirus, from Midas. Chal Midas are Tzemech, and the Seichel is Chay. So it's all, these levels are the same as correspond to the levels that we spoke about before. So Malchus is Daimim, yeah. So this we're saying that Malchus is going to become a crown for Zoh. Wow, how is that? Because there's a source which the goal of everything is Malchus. And it's called Shamoy. Therefore also the Beis Hamikdash, therefore also we find the Beis Hamikdash which is a taste of the world to come. For the main house was made out of rocks and earth, which is silent. Even the ground and even the roof, and the maziv is also part of the roof. Is made out of earth and rocks. Not from cedar wood. This is like just like what's going to be when Mashiach comes. Eretz, the earth is going to be higher because it's going to be revealed in the source. That's going to be, we're going to see in everything in the source, like the Rebbe says in Ayim, we're going to see the Ma'alav Heidah, of Bittul, of the simple Anoshim Shutim, Amunah. It's all connected with the Malchus, Shin of Amunah, say Amunah Kol Zeis, in davening in Ma'ariv, yeah. It's all this idea of the Ma'il of Malchus is going to be revealed when Mashiach comes. Eishes Chayil Ateres Bailam Tzad Shorsha. The Eishes Chayil is going to be a crown for her husband, Tzad Shenish. So Ishel Eshoy Batikra, Hemoy Pchinas Tamkin Lovat Leikra Tikra. And that's from his daimim. It says there was cedar wood made out of to be in the beams in the roof. They were only supporters to the main roof, which is made out of silent. Like Tamkin Deraisa, they support the Teda, which they're not the Ikra of the Teda. The Ikra is the Teda. They support the whole miles. They could support them. So the Ikra is the Teda. They themselves say, "We're supporting you." They're supporters for the Teda. Yeah. Which is the Mila of the Zoh. He tells David, this is Malchus, I'm going to be your second command. Because he knew that the Iker is Malchus. We see clearly also this thing. He said that it has this advantage. Beetle that the earth has, the earth has a great beetle. It's a threshold, it's a base where everyone steps in it. All people's feet. It's a stepping stone to everybody. Everyone puts their bottom of their foot on it. But the growing plants, they grow high and they're hardy in a way. So has the earth have those bittul? Because of her sheish, which is higher in machshav and thought. Is choshav ma. What's machshav bechlal? Choshav ma is two words. Choshav ma. It's put together from two words. Choshav ma. Choshav, thinking of what? Of bittul. Shu tachlis ha bittul. Yishkomer, Meish Rabbeinu Alav Hashem, like Meish Rabbeinu said, v'nachnu ma. What are we? We're
Isn't
bittul.
usually a chachma?
That's chachma. Yeah, chachma kechma also, yeah.
Why is bittul
Machshav,
Why is chachma bittul? Just the Barak Maverick? Just
why is chachma
It's
bittul? Because it's always receiving from what's being given to it. It gets the spark of knowledge that it gets. It's coming to it from something outside of it, from the Ibshir gives it, from Kech HaMaskil. It's totally bottled and wants to hear what the seichel is going to be revealed to it. It's not taking it into itself how I'm going to understand it. It's the thing being revealed to it. Therefore, that's why it's able actually to get this new flash of knowledge that it gets because it's bottled. It's bottled. That's its ability to lose itself and to able to gain this new knowledge. That's what it steht amol. Chlal seichel is two words. Has koil. Everything has to be silent. In order to get a seichel, new seichel, we have to be silent. We have to silent all the other keiches of the person. His keiches of midah, his emotions, even his intellect has also silent. Because now he's ready to hear a new word. If we're all going to be always in touch or intact with what we want, what we understand, what we feel, then we'll never be able to get to new ideas. This is all a preparation to get. That's what it says. Haskel, everything's reached silent. But it says machshava v'yuvla leisparish la'olmin. It says that Lashon is there. We brought them Chassidus many times. Machshava v'yuvla are never separated. Machshava is referring to chochma, and yuvla is bina. Why is machshava again? Why is machshava chochma? Because of choshav ma. Because of the ayin, the bitl. So he said this. What Meish Rabbeinu also said. V'nachnu ma. What are we? We're ma. We're bottle. Mishom nefesh k'moslavish b'chins habitl ba'aretz. So from there comes out the bitl in the ground. Because of this reason, she's going to be lost. When Mashiach comes, she'll be a crown for her husband, for his son. Because she has this greater bit. This is the reason why Beis HaMikdash was also made out of daimim, out of rocks. That he went bad. The king Kadesh went bad. It says in the Gemara about Kadesh that he went bad. Why? They have gold, tlosa, chadas. He said to put in levels of rocks, and then one level, one shooter, one row of new wood. Because he went bad. Why was he going bad? Because he said to do this. He made it nice. No, it's wrong. Because the Beis HaMikdash is supposed to be dafke, all made out of rocks. Because this shows the advantage of the Beis HaMikdash. That's main loss is love it. That over there is going to be nisgal the mile of malchus. With tefillah, who chinas hashtachavois shebishminesa killed momadaka. In davening, what is this level of these rocks? That's the bowing down to the shminesa, which shminesa is itself a yin of bittul killed momadaka. Chinas daimim, they said tefillah chinas daimim. Even the words of davening are also daimim. Also, the aces, the words, Bechal aces is considered avonim, rocks. There's the rocks of learning, rocks of davening, but they're both idea of rocks that they don't, because they don't grow. And this guf is killed momadak is to say it lowly, not to shout it, and then the bowing down in the tefillah is all shows on the bittul that of Shmines. The bittul of the daimon. Mishkan, but it's not so on the Mishkan Shnas Kfi Seder Ishtal was the Achsho, which was made according to Seder Ishtal of now. Shemchin Semech Lamayla Madim Tzeit Semech is higher than them. We don't look at the Daim and say it's higher. Shemaim Kodm, the heavens is first. Lachino Ya Keslim, therefore the walls were Matzah Shitim. V'ofor Yivakarka Mishkan, the earth was only in the ground of the Mishkan, the canal. Now he goes back to our parsha. Zo Gamkin in Yosef Yehuda. This is also the concept of Yosef and Yehuda. This is the two levels of heavens and earth. Heaven and earth was Yosef was the heaven and Yehuda was the earth. And the growing plants and the sound animate existences. What's Yosef? Yosef is addition. It goes up and up, higher and higher. This is the of tzemech, that it grows higher. Especially the cedar, which got of a mile, so it goes very high. It says in other places, it says the chiluk of Yesef and Yehuda is Talmud and Maisa, learning and action. Because Talmud shows a constant learning more and more, to add in learning, as opposed to Maisa, just to do what I'm supposed to do. I know this is, he says, the tzaddik will grow like a tomer, like a potato, like a date tree, and ke'er is like a cedar tree. But one years will also be growing and becoming more and more. Behind him, zodat tzil shnikr tzemeach, like Abi Amalch shnikr daimon. This is zodat tzil which is considered tzemeach in regards to malchus, which is considered daimon. Which goes from makamach barichas. Why is zo called tzemeach? Shamidis yeshbem k'nes tzmicha v'gidul. Zodat tzil, the midis of atzil is that they're always growing. Like a person also, when he grows, his midas become greater things and more things and stronger. But the aces are silent; they don't grow. By midas emotions, you have smaller emotions, smaller and bigger. This is the two levels, and you have this. And just the derech agav, he's telling us about the eitzeres of Ezev, which was by the Paraduma. Yeah, the eitzeres in Ezev, she'ezev hu b'chinas hakatnas, ve'eretz b'chinas hagalas. In tzemeach gufa, the grass is the smaller growing species, and the eres is the bigger one. Zel shekotzu ke'eres b'avonin yizge. That's what he says. When we want to bring out how great he's going to grow, we say like a eres to show how great he's going to be. Yesef b'frat hu b'chinas say Yesef especially. Since why is he considered like a eres? Chur is the lowest of all the spheres, of all the midas. Hu b'chinas yiseit. She'eil ad das, which goes up till das, since he's on the middle lane, right? There's chachan from the right side, chochm chesed netzach from the right side, bagab bina gvura hate from the left side, and in the middle of the row is das tferes yiseit. So he says yiseit she'eil ad das goes till das, v'das eil ad kesechulu, o k'shemavriach maila nikra eres bavonim. When it goes very high, he's considered like a eres balavonim.
Very high.
Lavonim is considered keser. Lam business if it's chochman and shani bina. Levon is two words, Lev and Nun. Chochma bin way there am tzad keser. Yehuda hopchin is eretz. Yehuda on the other hand is eretz. Malchus that tzil shu yepchin is adem that tzil. This is the silent part of it tzil. Malchus that tzil is. It has nothing to say. Only what it's given over from the emotions. L'chein Yehuda loshnei do bittul. There Yehuda is also loshnei do bittul. Not growing, not adding. He's staying in one spot. He's bittul. Shadem yesh b'chinas bittul b'yeser. Silent animal, the animal, the species has more bittul, a lot more than all the other species. Kanal. B'hinei say the ishtalshus ato today Yosef u'lamaylam Yehuda. Yosef is higher than Yehuda. Sharei hamalchus mekabel shivim chayusam min hazor. Malchus, where's to get what to say, what to convey? Everything he gets from Zoh, from the emotions. Therefore, Mitzrayim Yosef was the king. Because he's the growing species. He was providing to everybody. He was mashpia for everybody. Yehuda was receiving from Yosef. Therefore, therefore he said, Yehuda came forth to Yosef and said, give me. Which the Taish is not, I'm begging my master, rather, be adeni, my master, give in to me, and me should be nimshach lashpo from Yesef HaTzadik. That Vigash, it says in there, what is Vigash? They came close, one world came close to another world. And Alma Tatov, that's P'chinas Malchus. Malchus is the lower world, but Seched is Vigash, is L'gabi Alma Lo, P'chinas Zoh, L'kabel HaShef, it gets closer to the higher world, that's Zoh, to get the Ashpa. This is exactly like it was in the Mishkan, that the Tzemeach was higher than the silent. Mashiach comes. Yehuda will be higher than Yosef. The wife will be higher than the husband. So the Sheish of Malchus was all the whole goal of everything was to have Malchus. Said before, machshav is two words. Chashomad and atachsa bitul shubchins chochmad atzilus kechmal. He said before, v'ne abba yosed brato. So chochmad atzilus, which that's machshav. Machshav tchila is looking for malchus. Ki abba yosed brato. Abba, which is chochma, is the father is chochma. The mother is bina. The father is chochma, and the son and daughter is zoh and malchus. Zo is the son, and Malchus is the daughter. So Abba Yosef Brata, who's the founder of the daughter, that comes from Abba from Chochmah. Ki Chochmah law nikri Yirei law. Chochmah law, which is Chochmah, is called Yirei law, the higher way of Yirei, the higher type of Yirei. The Chochmah Tato, Shia Malchus, he Yirei Tato, that's the lower level of Yirei. So Abba Yosef Brata, this is the meaning that the Chochmah founded the daughter Shemchinis Yirei law, the Chochmah, the Meshech Malchus Yirei Tato. Where comes Yirei Tato, the lower fashion of Yirei, comes from Yirei law. That's where Bechlal Yirei Tato comes from. The bittul that the Yirei Tato has, that's ready to do everything it's told. He has no selfish. He is not selfish at all. Everything is doing what he's told. That comes from Yirei law. Even though it's only Kabbalah say, it's not a fear. Which he's not totally lost for Hashem. He's just doing what he has to. But where does it come from? Its sources from Yirei law. When Mashiach comes, Yirei Tato will get elevated to its source, Yirei Lo. Al Kain Tiyaz Ateres Bail, therefore will be higher than her husband. Ki Abitul Omayl Madrig, Ma'ave Yirei the Midas. I'm shocking, because Bittul is higher level than Ave Yirei of Midas, which come from Chesed Gvura Dezah. Someone just highlighted this to me this week, that this line in Terei over here, that the Bittul is higher than Ave Yirei, that you should know that their Shvi as a Lomayla higher than the previous generation.
It's higher than Chochmah, higher than Bina.
Higher than Avavir. It comes from Chochmah.
Yeah, but it's not going to be higher than Chochmah.
No, it'll be Chochmah. It'll be
same as Chochmah.
Chashava Kodma. It's higher than the Midas. It's higher than Zoh. Therefore, even today, since it has a higher Shadish, higher than the Midas are l'chura. They're giving Malchus what to say. They're conveying it. They're giving it all the messages what to convey. But really, they're rooted lower than Malchus. Therefore, even today, there's a more bittul in the order. So, because bittul direi lo, he b'chinas madrigas Moshe Rabbeinu all v'shov nachnu mo. This is why this bittul direi lo. This is really the level of Moshe Rabbeinu all v'shov. She said v'nachnu mo, we're nothing. We're batal v'tachlis. Where you have complaints to us, we're not doing anything from ourselves. Skip the brackets over here. The Parshas Vigash. Now I understand what it says in the Parshas Vigash. Take yourself a piece of wood. Save a lovely Yehud and write on it Yehud for Yehud. Take another wood and write it for Yosef. It's Ephraim. A wood for Ephraim, shaved Ephraim, and make them closer one to another. And take the wood of Yosef, and I put on top of him the wood of Yehud. My slave David will be, my servant David will be a king over all the rest of the Pirush. Today Yosef is higher than Yehud. Today Yosef is higher than Yehuda. Why? Because he's like a cedar wood which grows very high and it goes more and more. So to Yosef today, to him is Shaykh all the 10 Shvatim. The Shvatim of the Yiddish Shvatim, which they're his friends, they should be with him. It comes out that he had more Shvatim than Yehuda. Shashem is the Nikri Yosef. Why is he called Yosef? Because he's the Das Elyon. Because Yosef, he said before, he goes up to Das and goes to Keser. He has a Mila. Achlos she's Chabrish name Yosef Yehuda, but when Mashiach comes in, Yosef Yehuda will come together. But Yachav Tachsa Yichud Amiti will be ultimately united. Vigash Yehuda, like it says. That Yehuda will come close. The Hainu Mashakosov. This is not the way it's today that Yehuda came to Yosef to beg from him that he should be mashpiyat. They'll come together. It's al derech. It's beautiful. That they'll come united one with another. This is when Mashiach comes. Oh, Yisal Yehuda l'mayla Yosef. Then Yehuda will be higher than Yosef. Kanal al posek eishes chayil ateres bail. That the mikabel will be higher than the mashpiyah. David melech al kol Yisrael. Mashiach comes. My slave David will be a king over all the Yidden. So Yosef wasn't able to hold back when he let himself being known to his brothers. They became one. He became one. He was one with his brothers. What time is it? It's 8:40 already?
Was noch Zeit.
Almost like
4 minutes.
Beina pas bei Misper Bnei Yisrael, Binyamin Nikus Bnei Yehuda Bnei Yisrael, Yachtov Samlam Reish Echad. Look at what it says in another place about the coming together of Yehuda and Yisrael. And they made one head. Who's the head? Yehuda. I'm a dush brich Sazimon bin Shadav the Melcham Sham Yivarach al Kesi Yain Amashum Shalasid Lavi. Mashiach comes. Who's going to be the one to make the bracha on the Kesi Yain Amashum? Dafke David HaMelech. All the other, the obvious are going to say they're not right to do it. Everyone said their problems that they have. But David HaMelech is going to say, Lino Levarich, I'm the one to do it because Shevet Yehuda is the one to do it. Ein Apostle Machar Chedesh, being Yonis of the David again, when we mentioned earlier already. V'chol na yom yivor mashkos b'kut hashas me'rizal, mebir maimer azal b'chelek, shetov sekosh baruch lirov v'navot, amalei chazer b'cho. The Eibsher kar yirov v'navot and told him, do tshuv, amalei mi beresh. He said, who's going to be in there? Who's going to be leading? Amalei ben Yisha beresh. David HaMelech is going to be there leading. Amalei yochalei bin, if so, I'm not interested. Shu mamash yin anal. This is mamash what we said before. Shakash baruch rotz sheyirov yachse b'tshuva. The Eibsher wanted that Yirov should do tshuva, was your baby m'chinas madrigas Yesef, m'chinas Yesef Ephraim chol. Then he'll have him in the level of Yesef Atzadik will shine into Yidom and the she come from Yesef Deis Ephraim. Zah niva ato ben Yishin Tav Gan Eden. Me, you and ben Yisha will go in Gan Eden. She married ben Mein Soberchum. V'ora Rabba, the Eibsher will shine in a great shine. Zah ani chulu. The Eibsher is saying, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be shining to you. Amalei, so he told him, Mi bareish ki uratzu k'mei shoya achshav, because he wanted it should be like today. Shofkin Zamadrigas Yesef v'lo ma'ilum, because today Yesef is higher than Yehuda. He wanted that should continue to be when Mashiach comes. Tak ratzu huli is bareish. He wanted to be first. L'gabi David, in regard to David. Al-Kodesh Baruch Amalei, the Eibsher told him, no. Shalosh Lav Yisal Yisal Yehuda, l'chem Yisha bareish. Yehuda, Mashiach comes, Yehuda will be higher, and therefore he will go on the head. Amalei hachalei bin, he said, if not, if so, I'm not interested. Shlohei b'b'chinas bittul v'shifuz. They didn't have this bittul to put himself aside and to say, I'm not going to be there, it's okay. The Gasaruch Terdasi, the Gasaruch of Yerovam took him away from this ability to have the Elam Haba. Means in this bar Gampi Makwach we named Agam Shlei Bem Gampi Shifus Ul Gavin Sar Salyen